Hey, my name is Lisa. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This is the card we're making today. I had asked you guys last week which one you wanted to make out of the two, and so I'm making this one, and then next week I'm going to be doing the other. And here we are. We're down on my desk, and this is today's card. For today's card, what I did is I took a piece of cardstock and I cut on the 8.5 side. So this piece is 8.5 by 4.25. And so that just gave me, when I scored it at the 5.5, it gave me the smaller front end. So there's 3 inches on the front of this card. And so to layer on the inside, I have a piece of basic black that is 4 inches by 5.25. And then we're going to go over that with 3 3/4 by 5. So that's, and then I have the kind of the flap that's going to hold our sunflower. I have 2 strips of cardstock. I have crushed curry at 5.25 by about 1.5, and this is about 1.25 by 5.25. And so it's just enough that they're going to give a little bit of a border on the edge, and we're going to adhere that underneath here. And so that's going to be our little flap that's going to go back and forth. And then to decorate for the outside, I have this piece, which is 2 3/4 by 4, and this is 3 3/4 by 2.5. And then when I was just cutting up my paper, I ended up with this extra strip and thought that would just look pretty as an accent on the inside to coordinate and make it match the outside. And then I brought in our stamp set, which is the Celebrate Sunflowers and the matching sunflower dies. And I went ahead and did my die cutting, well, most of it. Guess I have one more to cut. I need the base of the sunflower, but there's my detail. And then I used the detail again, but only a small piece of early espresso because I wanted the inner ring to be early espresso. I've got the center at soft suede. Then I have some old olive and some mossy meadow that's going to go on top. The base is crushed curry, and then I'm going to do the base of the flower in crushed curry and the detail in Daffodil Delight. So within here, there are 2 sunflower dies, one that's the detail and one that's just the base. And then when I cut out the detailed parts, I used our adhesive sheets because I like the way it kind of turns it into a sticker. It makes these a whole lot easier for me to adhere. Then we need to match it up. And so this can sometimes get a little tricky, trying to figure out where, it matches up. So I kind of look for something distinctive. Like I think this is very different, this V right here, compared to around the rest of it. So then I try to find that V on here. And see, I think it's much more obvious on here. But if I start with those 2, and remember this is sticky, so I'm having to be kind of careful. There we go. So now I've adhered the detail to the base. And then I've got this piece in early espresso. So I'm just cutting off the pieces that would have been the petals to our flower, so that I just have the middle piece. Okay, and then I want that in the center. So I'll just go ahead and stick that down with a glue dot. Now these die cuts work like this, where we have kind of made a detailed flower out of die cuts alone, but then they also work if you were to stamp the image, these dies will cut them out. So here's my weird V. Remember I said look for that thing. And here it is on here. So if that is stamped, that's going to cut it out. You can see how that would perfectly cut that out. And then the outside of the leaf could cut out the leaf as well, as opposed to doing it this way. So I like that it's very versatile and that you can use it both ways. And of course the little flower has this one, and then the little leaves have this one, and then the bow in here and the extra foliage are just extra pieces that are not even in the stamp set. And then when I have extras of something, I put a clear envelope on the inside of my case, and I put all my little extra pieces in here from the last card I made that I didn't use them all. That way when I open this back up, if there's something that I've previously cut that I can use on this card, I don't have to do it again. That's just giving us more of a sunflower look. I think giving this extra layer of the brown just gives it more detail, which I really liked. And then again, these have the little stickers as well. So I used adhesive sheets on the back of my cardstock before I die cut. Have you noticed I've had my nails done more often? I did sign up for Gel Moments. I absolutely love it. It's a nail polish that only takes the polish. There's no top coat, no base coat. And I've had this on for over a week and it's not even chipping. It's wonderful. And I did it at home all by myself for much less than it would have cost me to go to the salon. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I have a separate group so I don't bombard you guys here that are here for the card making. But if you are interested in the gel polish, let me know. And I can add you to the group just so you can check it out, no pressure. And there we go. So there's our leaves. And now I think we're kind of ready to start making our card. So when I looked at this, I could have put the sentiment in the middle and my little bar would have covered it up, but I kind of liked that we could put them here and you could see them even when the card was closed. And then when you were to write your message to somebody, you know, if your stamped part was in here, then your message would be down here. So it'd be your handwriting that would show on the outside. But if we kept our message over here, you could close up the card and it wouldn't show your handwriting. And I just kind of liked that. And this one I've got together with Velcro dots. And I'm going to do the one we're doing today, I'm going to do with magnets just to show you kind of the difference. These little tiny magnets are something that I get on Amazon, and I can give you a link. But they're, I think, 6 millimeters by 1 millimeter. And they are tiny. And they don't add any bulk to the card, so they still are able to, you know, go through the mail, and they don't add extra bulk. They're, you know, thinner than our dimensionals. Okay, so this is going to go in the back as our backing. And then before I adhere this, I always do my stamping first. So let's go ahead and do that. I did the sunflower up there and then this sentiment on the bottom. Here I'm lining it up on my grid lines of my paper and then lining up the block with my grid lines in hopes that this will keep me straight. And then I have the coordinating colors, which of course is the crushed curry and then the mossy meadow. Sometimes the stickers on the back side don't exactly line up with the words. Usually they do. If I'm trying to keep it straight, let's see if this. See, this is why we didn't adhere it yet. That looks better to me. So there's our stamping. And that's going to go right in here. But I want to make sure that this is going to go underneath. I guess I could even put it under there. But I just want to make sure that it is adhered under all of these. It kind of hides the base of this. So let's put this on first. See, when Facebook acts up, it gets me flustered. I don't like this. I've noticed a few of my colleagues have switched and they go live on YouTube. I don't know if that's going to be better or not. I adhered this end and then I folded it over and then I put my adhesive over here. And so that ensures that I'm not putting extra pressure on this bend. Because see, if you look, there's a little bit of a gap, like it takes up some length of it. But I want it to be okay when it's flat. And then this is the part that's going to touch our card. So I'm giving it a lot of adhesive because it's getting movement. There we go. So that's showing you how my arm is going to fold over. And now we're going to decorate this piece. And I have to remember to put the magnet on. We're going to put that underneath the designer series paper. So this is just our basic black. Because this was 3 inches on the yellow, this is going to be 2 3/4 by 4. This is going to be 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. And I want the magnet to be under here. So I'm going to go ahead and put a glue dot there. And then I'm going to stick my magnet to it. Then I can go ahead and put my designer series paper over the top, and it'll hold my magnet but not be so thick that it won't work. Okay, so if you notice, that just kind of sucked right down, and it only will go one direction. If I try to flip this over, it's not going to work. It only wants to go one way. So I let it figure out what direction it wants to attach itself. And then I bring in a second glue dot. Now the other thing that you could do is you could put your second magnet right here and put a glue dot on top of it. And then when you closed it, it would pick it up and stick it over here, which is fine. I mean, it's not going to be that noticeable over there, but this way it's completely hidden. So up to you. One way is easier to attach because you would put your magnet there with your glue dot on top, and then when you closed it, your glue dot would stick to this side, and that would move your magnet with it. But it works there as well. On this other one, I used a circle in the back, and you can choose to do that or not. It's not completely necessary because it is solid on the back. We can adhere it straight down, or we can put this over the top. And again, I'm going heavy with the glue. I would not normally put this much. You could even choose to do tear and tape or the Seal Plus. And then we're ready to attach that. And there we go. There's our finished card. And you hear the little magnet snap? So one piece is between here and one piece is under the DSP on this side. What do you think? Is this something you guys are willing to try? Thank you for joining me, and I will see you back here next Monday at 2:30. Thanks. Bye.